Here we're asked to sketch the graph of the following equation given in polar coordinates. We're going to begin by graphing just cosine of theta in rectangular coordinates. That'll give us an easy way of referring to the values of cosine without having to do too much extra work. So let's just draw one period of the cosine between 0 and 2 pi. So at 0 it's at 1, pi over 2 it crosses the x-axis, pi we're at -1, and then we repeat the pattern at 2 pi. Now this should help us evaluate this equation at different values of theta. So for example, if theta is 0, we know cosine of 0 is 1, so this is going to be 3 times 1 plus 1, or 6. Another nice value of cosine is pi over 3. Cosine of pi over 3 is 1/2, plus 1 is 3/2, times 3 is 9/2. Another nice value is pi over 2. Cosine of pi over 2, as we can see from the graph, is 0, so we have 3 times 1. Another nice value is 2 pi over 3. Cosine then would be -1/2, plus 1 is +1/2, times 3 is 3/2. If we plug in pi, we can see from our graph that the cosine of pi is -1, so we get the graph of 0. And let's see if that's going to be enough points to picture what this polar function is going to look like. So here's our polar axis along the positive x-axis, and now we try to label all these points. So when the angle is 0, we're at 6. So there's the point 6, 0. When the angle is pi over 3, we're at 4.5. So somewhere up there. At pi over 2, we're at 3. So there's the point 3 pi over 2, right there. At 2 pi over 3, we're at 1.5. So you're right here. And at pi, we're at 0. So notice we go from 6, radius 6, angle 0, to radius 4.5 at pi over, this is pi over 3. And at pi over 2, we're at 3, and then 1.5, and then back down to 0. So you can see that this graph probably looks something like this. And then notice what will happen after pi. At 3 pi over 2, cosine is 0, so we're going to be at 3. So we expect to be at 3 pi over 2. And the radius will grow from being 0 up to 3. So it goes 0 to 3. And then it keeps on growing all the way to 2 pi. And at 2 pi, cosine of 2 pi is 1. So we get back at being a radius of 6. So the graph looks like this.